Alright, today's date is March 23rd, 2023. Time now is 10:22 a.m. I'm Trooper Bossier with State Police. This is Trooper Monroe. We're sitting here with
Aaron Caskey.
Aaron Caskey.
Yes, sir.
Could you spell your first name?
Aaron.
And your last name?
Caskey.
You work for the Bossier Fire Department?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been with them?
10 years.
Okay. Here at the fire department, do you have any special qualifications?
I'm an EMT and fire driver.
How long have you been in EMT?
10 years.
What's your date of birth?
9/17/90.
Okay. Man, the event we're here to talk to you about is on March 4th, 2023. It's a few Saturdays ago. It involved a pursuit that ended in a crash and a shots fired call. Do you remember that day we were talking about?
Yes, sir.
Were you working the day we were talking about?
Yes, sir.
Did you end up responding to that scene?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just in your own words, could you walk us through from the time that y'all heard about the incident, going there, if there was anything dispatched over the radio while y'all were en route to that scene, and then what you saw whenever you got there?
Okay, it came in. We got an ambulance, of course, and it's not even a mile from the station here. And as far as the dispatch, what they said, I don't remember. It was, sometimes it's hard to tell exactly what they say over this thing, but I couldn't tell if they said officer involved shooting or something along those lines. The vehicle, MBA with officer involved shooting or something like that. But so we pulled out and we saw all the lights and stuff over there. And we pulled up and they had the caution tape up already when we got there. A lot of units on scene, probably 10 units from different agencies or whatever. And when we first pulled up, we couldn't even see the truck that was rolled over there at first because of all the cop cars and stuff. And so I was kind of looking to see where I needed to go, and they waved it. They held down the caution tape and waved us through the, which at the time we didn't know it was basically the scene, but they waved us right over to where we were parked at, and held down the tape for us to drive over. And we pulled up, and then the officer came up to us, and even still at that time, I was on the driver's side of the vehicle, and with those units, I still hadn't seen the truck yet. We pulled up until I got out, and he was like, "It's over here," and walked over to the vehicle and saw the guy inside. Didn't appear to be breathing or anything like that. Checking for a pulse. Had some pretty obvious injuries to his gunshot wounds, definitely to the legs and possibly the abdomen and maybe possibly the chest as well. It looked like it appeared at the time. Had a head injury too. Don't know if that was from the NBA or something else. No pulse when I checked his pulse. So we went and got the monitor, put him on the monitor. He was in asystole, which no rhythmic activity was hard or anything like that. And that was about it. I did lift him up as best I could to try to see if there was any exit wounds coming out of his back or anything like that. And he had a lot of blood in his lower back. It was hard to see with the coagulated blood if there was an actual exit wound there or not, but a lot of blood loss. And yeah.
Okay. So whenever you pulled up, was the vehicle on its side?
Yes.
Was it on its passenger side?
Right.
And the guy was inside the vehicle?
Laying pretty much on the passenger door. kind of door window area of the passenger door, front passenger door.
Okay. The y'all's.
Yeah, it's ours. I don't know if it's gonna be me or not. I'm a pretty slow truck today, so.
Engine 7, Trauma 2, 4000 Industrial, Bossier Hotel, room 8405.
You said you didn't see a movement.
Back pain, unable to
Nothing at
move.
all.
No movement, no trying to breathe, nothing like that. No activity from him at all.
And you checked his pulse before y'all put the machine on him?
Right.
How did
That was
you
what I
check
did
it?
the first thing. Checked it right here.
Okay.
Couldn't feel anything at all. He felt a little cool to the touch at that point already.
Okay. And the time y'all got dispatched, you said it was a mile up the road. Would that take y'all?
Maybe a minute or
Maybe
something
get
like
there.
that. I mean, we could get our times for you.
Okay. Anything?
You said whenever, so even though y'all were a minute away, whenever y'all got there, y'all saw some cars ahead and they held down the crime scene tape. So, y'all had to, even though y'all responded quickly, did y'all have to stage up somewhere first,
Yeah,
or because
we
the
stayed
officers
there for a
established the crime
Right.
scene and put tape up?
Yeah, and I can't remember. Sorry, but I can't remember if they made us, because our dispatch will usually tell us the stage if it's some kind of, something like that going on where we could possibly be in danger.
So it'd been enough time for the scene to be safe and
Yes.
for the crime scene tape to be put up before
Yes,
y'all actually
before we
got
even
them.
responded, yeah.
Okay. I think I forgot to ask you, just your EMS experience.
Yeah,
Or could you just
EMT.
briefly, EMT, could
Yeah.
you describe your qualifications and things like that?
What does it take to be an EMT?
You gotta go to school for a little while. They teach an EMT course when we first get hired. And I took one at Bossier as well before I got hired here, so I took it twice.
Okay.
Is that like a nationally accredited
Yeah,
state
national
accredited?
registry we go through. We're all nationally registered EMTs, certified.
Okay. And your 10 years here at the fire department, have you responded to a NDA crash?
Yes.
To shootings also?
Right.
So you've dealt with this type of situation
Yes, sir.
before? Okay. Man, just real quick overview, if the patient did have a pulse, what would y'all have done if he did?
Try to stabilize the vehicle and get him out as soon as possible and start the CPR.
Okay. Before y'all pull somebody out of the vehicle the way his was facing, would y'all have to stabilize it?
Ideally.
Okay.
I mean, just wouldn't want to put anybody else at risk, If you try to pull them out and something happened, a car fell over on one of us or, made the situation worse. It's always a possibility.
Okay.
Did you have the capabilities on you responded in the ambulance?
Right. Yeah,
Did you have the ability to stabilize the truck with the equipment in the ambulance?
No, we don't have stabilizing equipment on the ambulance. It's on these other trucks, rescue truck and stuff like that, which I think they responded as well. Eventually, they weren't there when we were there. We were the first ones on scene as far as, I think, EMS goes, or fire department goes. But
Do you know how long it did take him to get on the scene? Maybe a minute, a couple minutes?
yeah, maybe, I'd say at most 4 or 5 minutes. But probably quicker than that.
Okay. Anything here? I mean, is there anything we've not asked you that you think is important?
No, I mean, I don't think so. The cops are on scene there, and
Did you see anything inside the vehicle by the guy that was in the truck, or do you remember?
not significant, other than the firearm that the officer pulled out. I didn't see exactly where he grabbed it from,
Okay.
but he grabbed it and set it outside the vehicle when we walked up.
Okay.
Time out at 10:31. We're gonna conclude this interview.